All right, guys, what is up? I am They Coming, and welcome to the stream today, nerds. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. TGIF for most people. I want to start the stream off just by checking in with all the viewers and the teammates and people who are following the team for league purposes. And just kind of like make you guys aware of some things that are going on. First and foremost, TCM was formed after tryouts last weekend. That's a massive W. We have our roster. And within 3 days of forming the roster, Supremacy League reached out and they wanted us to fill a spot on the bracket, which is also a big W. We're a brand new team, so we're learning a lot very, very fast. But that's been a lot of fun to kind of get into and kind of dive in and like really think about, okay, like what do we do? How do we get up to pace as fast as possible? So that's the team. Our first entry into competitive play will be next weekend when the solo portion of Supremacy starts. It's a 1 weekend event. There'll be the group stage on Saturday, next Saturday, the 6th, and then the semis and finals of the solo format on that Sunday, September 7th. So that's what's going on. We also did get some information today about the update cycle for the remainder of the year. I don't want to get too far into that just yet, but it is content. We're going to be getting two more heroes this year. We'll be getting the sort of previously leaked and more widely talked about hero P.E.K.K.A. And then beyond that, in December, we're actually getting 8-Bit, which is a Brawl Stars character. So I know a little bit about 8-Bit because that was one of the early characters released in Brawl Stars, and I did play 8-Bit quite a bit in Brawl Stars, so I know kind of how he worked in Brawl Stars. But as we've seen, especially with Spike, the implementation for Spike has been kind of different from Brawl. Not entirely different, but somewhat different. So who knows how 8-Bit will be released? That's happening. We can get into more of those update details in just a minute. But I do want to go ahead and address something that is immediately going to be affecting me. You guys know that I left my job in February working as a manager at a restaurant. And since then, I've been job hunting. I have picked up a little part-time work here and there, some, one-off gigs here and there. I have been paid to record some music here and there. But nothing that has been steady. And especially like around May, I was in talks with a music studio to potentially be their general manager. And you guys know that it was sort of up and down as to whether or not they would actually be hiring that. Around July, I was told that they weren't going to hire it, but then around the 1st of August, I was told that they were going to hire, but they weren't going to hire for a full-time position. They wanted to bring me on a part-time basis. Right before I went for my vacation, I was made an offer, and I accepted the offer. I accepted the pay. We worked out a schedule. I'd be working Monday, Wednesday, Friday on a part-time basis for that studio. And I don't know that I have said this yet on the channel because it was an immediate disappointment for me when it happened. But here's the bad news. The first day of my vacation, so I left on that Wednesday. On Thursday when I woke up, we went out on the lake, had a nice time swimming in the lake on a boat, having a great time, about 10, 12 of us. Got back for lunch, and I checked my email, and the same studio that had offered me that job had rescinded the offer. So I was immediately so mad about it that I didn't really know how to like tell you guys, because I was super stoked that had finally come through. I was really excited to have that job. I think it was something that I probably would have done very, very well. And yeah, so it was a major disappointment. So I haven't really talked about it for the past 2 weeks because I had just enough time to tell my friends, my family, the viewers here that I'd been able to actually land something that was going to be enough money to keep a roof over my own head. And it was yoinked out from under my feet just 3 days after receiving the offer. Scam job seems to be a lot of them. Yeah, but Gary, I'd actually met these people. Like they had actually brought me, interviewed me like over the phone, over Zoom. They'd brought me into the business, and they had taken the time to call me back over the course of like a 4-month period of time. So when they finally called me back, it like almost 4 months later, I was like, okay, I guess this is happening. And then it didn't. So it's pretty embarrassing to have to like let the cat out of the bag about that. Because I know that a lot of you were very, very excited that had happened for me. You'd said congratulations, and I was like, yes, congratulations, TC found a win. And not just in game, but in like in life. And so yeah. Rough but typical these days, bro. Yeah, man. I'm pretty bummed about that. And I have been, but I've been kind of like masking that. Just so I could continue with my YouTube channel. Continue with the plans that I had to make a team. So yeah. That's the bad news. I'm so sorry that maybe I'm not sorry that I told you, because they were the ones that pulled it back, but I mean so anyways, you guys know that, like I was saying, my part-time work that I have had has been so sparse that it's been extremely difficult financially to like keep the apartment that I'm in right now and continue to rent every single month. It's really been a scraping by kind of scenario. And long story short, I am going to be moving back in with some family for a while. My parents live on the other side of Atlanta, and they have been following my saga of trying to find, you know, a more substantial work and thus income. And they know that I basically cannot afford to continue to rent this apartment. Even though the landlord has like offered to reduce my rent by like a couple $100, which is actually like pretty massive. I kind of wish that had been the case last year, honestly. But he's offered to drop my rent by $200. I just can't do it. Like it would be an enormous amount of stress. Like I would have to be pounding the pavement daily, hoping to have that income. So I'm moving back in with family. When is this happening? I am, I'll be moving out of my apartment throughout next week. So the Supremacy League activities start next Saturday. I have to be mostly moved out of my apartment before that Friday. And then when I get back to town, because I also have a prior commitment, I have a handbell retreat that I'm going to be, you know, playing a bunch of music at for the weekend of September 5th, 6th, and 7th. When I get back to town on the 7th, I have another 2 days to basically make sure the apartment is completely cleared, and I am totally out. So my life largely, I mean, what I have, the belongings that I have here, you know, my couch, my furniture, a lot of my, you know, like my television that I have in the other room, all that stuff, all of my kitchen stuff, you know, pots, pans, you know, dishware, all of that. All of that is going into storage. And I'm moving back in with my parents. And it's a pretty soul-crushing feeling being 37 and like feeling like I've like failed out of something in such a major way. But yeah. So I'm dealing with that. Like in here. Such a W, honestly. TC, go save your monies. I have no family to go to. Been there, wishing you the best. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate that. Don't stress. It'll be a financial blessing. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the one upside. Sounds rough, dude. Sorry to hear what you're going through. Tomorrow, it's raining in UK. Poca-Pola. Guys, you want the secret to getting a girlfriend? Just like the stream, it would literally increase your chances 99%. It worked for me. I'm totally successful. What are you about to say? You quit Squad Busters? Is that what it is? So yeah, I'm just just know that I'm like really feeling a little bit bummed about having to like basically taking what feels like a big step back. I've been living on my own because like you guys remember I went to Turkey and that's where I started live streaming. That was like in 2015, 2017. And then when I got back to town in like I think late 2017 is when I came back to town. Or was it early 2018? It might have been early 2018. I started working in a coffee shop. And I was there for a couple years. And then, after that, I got into restaurant management. I was a manager at this really swanky place that's just around the corner from where I live right now for about 3 years. That place sucked. I actually flat out quit in February with no backup plan because I was like, this is just not worth my mental health to be here. So I've had a big break where like I haven't had a lot of work to do, but I'm like itching to work and like getting someone to give me a job. It feels like pulling teeth. And then of course, like there's the element of like, well, what do I actually want to do with my time? Like I even applied at like some fallback jobs. And you know what's funny? Those fallback jobs, which I'm like well overqualified to do based on like my education and work experience, not a single one actually called me. So it's like, I'm at a point in life where no one wants to hire me in like, even if it's like a throwaway job that like no one actually cares about, right? Like being a Starbucks barista all over again. Like they don't want to hire me because I have too much experience. Like, am I just too smart for it? Like I just don't get it. So I'm kind of like, what do I do? I'm at this awkward age where it's like, if you're not, I feel like if I'm not already in some sort of like set career path, like getting into something is going to be like, I just have to know somebody. And that also feels kind of lame. Because it's like, couldn't you just hire me for my actual like skill? Like who I am? Rather than like, you have to hear it from like one or two other people that this guy is like actually a good dude that would work hard. I have no idea. Like you guys know how I work on this channel. But like, when you apply for a job somewhere, they're like getting like applications out the wazoo. They have people like beating down their front door. And like, I just don't get how to like cut through the nonsense. It's never been a strong suit. Finding work, being hired somewhere, it's never been a strong suit. Once I'm in the job, I excel at it. Like, I make it my own. Like, I take it over. Say, maybe you'll get a second wind. I need it, man. Like, I haven't had a girlfriend in like 4 years. Like, prior to that, I was like dating all the time. Like, yeah, sure, but like my last relationship was just, I don't want to go into that, but man, it was like an actual like real life nightmare. And I just everything seems to be on hold. Like finding my life partner, finding like stable income, like being able to like purchase a home is opposed to like renting perpetually. Whereas my parents, when they were in their 20s, they're like mid to late 20s, like they took a mortgage out on a house, and they paid it off by the time like my sister and I had like I think right around the time we were like going to college. So it took them about 20 years. But they did it. But it's like, I just can't, like, there's just so many like major milestones that like I was expecting to like hit them one at a time. And now it's like they're all here and I'm also here, but I don't have them. And it's like, it feels really discouraging. The right one will come along eventually. You just can't go looking for it. Yeah, but like the fact that I also haven't had employment for the past like, okay, hold on, February. It's actually about 6 months now. Like I'm not putting myself in a lot of social situations. Like I live stream for you guys a couple days a week or a couple hours a day. And then I go ring handbells and then I see like my friends on weekends, but like all my friends are like either married and their wives are like part of our group, or they're also single. And for some reason, like all the women that hang around us and like our friends are like spouses or girlfriends, they don't like other girls. So they don't bring other women into our sphere. And so all of our single friends have just been like single because we don't have any like women that like come into the circle. It sucks. Like I've actually like kind of chewed out some like, and these are people that I've known for years. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why don't you bring your girlfriends over to these parties? And they're like, we don't have girlfriends. And I'm like, what? All of us are like so single right now. Like, help us out. Lots of patience. That's what you need. Hard times. Most of us have endured those hardships. Nothing's easy. TC. Relationships are hard too. Yeah, I mean, I've been through tough relationships. I know what that's like. It's just I haven't had one in a while. Like I almost forget what it feels like. Like I honestly have forgotten what it's like to date. It feels like it's been that long. I have good guy friends and girlfriends, but wouldn't match any of them. You wouldn't bring them together? Why? Why? I think it's not so easy to find the right partner these days. I believe the internet also plays a role in this. Yeah, you know, I will say though, like when I was actually using dating apps when I was like mid-20s, early 30s, like between like 25 and like 32, I was using dating apps. And I have to say that my experience on dating apps wasn't actually terrible. Like, I don't think I really got like catfished, if you understand the term. Like the person that was on the app is the person that actually ended up meeting in public. And I actually had a couple girlfriends off of those things. I mean, one of them didn't last very long, but that, you know, stuff happens, you know, life changes. But then like another one, the only reason why we broke up is because like we weren't like quite there with like the marriage proposal thing, and she was an immigrant, so she didn't have citizenship, so she lost her visa was expiring and she was going home, and it was like I'm not quite there, but but on the flip side of that, I'm also not like there with my career, so it's not like I can make a home for you and like support you if everything went wrong for you. Kiki says, I would love to, but they're all different types of people. If I saw a good match, I would. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, seriously, though. I'm just like, so there's like, the relationship thing is like, really like, at least on my list of priorities, it's fallen so low because like, I'm not quite there with like other major things that I think adults are expected to have on lock by this age. Or at least the expectation that I had of myself when I was like 21, or like, excuse me, I finished my master's when I was like 23. At 23, when I finished my master's, my expectation was, oh yeah, mid-30s, I'll have everything sort of figured out, and we'll just be kind of going with the flow at that point. But it's like I'm 37, and like I haven't really figured out what that flow really is yet, or if it exists. Once in my career, I had 1 year without work. I never forgot how hard it was. That's why I've studied English. I had to travel for 3 hours every day, and it was difficult. The study was insane. Yeah. I can't imagine learning a second language right now. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be that difficult, but if you have never used dating apps, and I don't think I ever will, it's all about looks at first, and that's not what matters. But, I kind of disagree. Like, I think that it's a pretty clear indicator straight up. Like dating apps are good for that reason, right? Like if someone has posted like 5 pictures of themselves, you can tell right away, am I attracted to this person? And if the answer is no, it doesn't matter like how you might connect as friends. If you're not attracted to them, like that's not going to make a marriage. Like you have to be like, yeah, there has to be a fire inside when you look at your significant other. And that is to like start, like when you meet, As you age, your psychology and like your reasons for being with your partner change. Like you've grown commitment with them, you've grown this like relationship, and like, so I get it that like as you age, it's not so much about like the physical appearance anymore, because everyone kind of falls apart when we turn 80 years old. That's just the way our biology works. Like we get crazy wrinkly, we all get overweight, we encounter illnesses, but like, so you stay with your partner because you've built that relationship. But at least up front, like you got to be attracted to them. And so like that's where dating apps kind of like nail it. If you see those photographs and you're like, I think they're cute, you know what I mean? Then you're like, okay, so what about them? And you start like reading the stuff, and then you would swipe yes. And if you just, that's a good barometer at least to start. And like I said, I've actually went on some really wonderful dates and actually ended up like having a few relationships with people I found on dating apps that I was like, this is good. Like this worked for me. Sent you a friend request last time we played. J-Top, at me if you can. I learned a lot of pro tips watching you. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Yes, of course. But for me, looks are secondary. I fall in love with the person's character and appearance is just a bonus, especially since, yeah, but like, I would fall in love with someone for their character, but I need the attraction up front. Like, I have to be attracted to that person up front. So, yes, I agree with you, Sandra, but it's like, there has to be that attraction thing. Like marriages don't last if there's no attraction. Like I have plenty of female friends that I met like when I was working at the restaurant. A lot of my colleagues that were doing essentially my role but at other restaurants, they were they were all female, right? Like I was a male in a female dominated like position, right? And so whenever there would be like these mixers with other restaurants and we would, you know, have industry mixers basically, it was usually me around a lot of other women. And I was friends with a lot of them. I am friends with a lot of them. But just because I'm friends with and I can like chum up and, you know, we can go, we go out and like get, you know, catch up every now and then and have dinner or something like that. Just because that friendship was strong doesn't mean that I would want to like marry them. Like I treat a lot of these women I was treating the same as I would like my guy friends. Especially because most of us are all just average looking. No hate. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, there's genetics are like, not everyone can have this jawline. No, I'm just kidding. Sup, Maji? How are you? Welcome to the Ranked Bro. Yeah, Papa, what's up, man? Yeah, we are excited to get started. Who am I to judge? Geeky, I have no idea what you look like, but if that's you on your Twitch, I think I looked at your Twitch page the other day. If that's you, you're cute. Thumbs. Beat you like 2 times past week. Beat you 2 times past week. Sorry for that, bro. No worries, Canales. You did not just mew at me. Wait. What does that mean? Mew at you? I'm very glad your team took advantage of the entry. Yeah, me too, man. Like we are going to be learning a lot very, very fast, Papo. And we are fully aware that like there's a lot of these teams have been together for a while. The jawline move. That's honestly, the whole jawline thing is actually an old joke that started back when I was streaming a lot of Clash. Like people would talk about my jawline when I first started streaming Clash, and all the women that used to watch back then were like would always like comment on it. They thought it was funny. I think you're right as far as I understand my husband and son's attraction is the very start, the sparkle. Tell the lore, yes. The jawline joke is actually like, what, like 7 or 8 years old for me now? My birthday is 10th of November. That's what's up, King. That's what's up. It's coming up, man. You will officially be 16 years old for your first time. Let's see. I just feels boring. Play some matches, brother. Dude, I've just been chatting because I've got life stuff going on right now. I should do just chatting streams from time to time, so I'm not like boring the Squad Busters players out of their mind. But you're turning 28 for your first time. Okay. All right, here we go. So one thing that I've been trying to do in Squad League, at least, is to play spells that are not necessarily like first ban spells. When I've been scrimming, Fireball is not always banned, and Coins is not always banned. Coins used to be an auto ban, right? It was just that good. Are you actually what? Quanta's asking King. I think King is telling the truth. He's been telling the same story for a while about his age. But yeah. Okay, here we go. Spike time. I did adjust. Uh-oh, that is not my Squad League lineup. Thank you, game. That is still not the Squad League lineup. Thank you, game. Here it is. For a while, I was running Penny instead of Tank. But what I was finding is I just didn't have quite enough damage. The other thing that I was kind of... the other thing that I've been also thinking about is maybe running Ruffs in the back instead of the Battle Healer, and that might seem insane because health shields are just so good. But the problem is like if I don't run Penny, I'm having a hard time maxing my epics, which means that I don't always get to pull the battle healers, right? Like, I'm valuing the Leon and the Bee. So if I do use Penny, it kind of makes me want to put Ruffs in the very back. Or excuse me, if I'm not going to use Penny, it makes me want to put Ruffs in the very back. If I am using Penny, it would be in place of Tank. So yeah. For a woman, it's different. I suppose. You are super. I have no idea about your looks, but you are super nice. I'm sure you'll find someone soon. Thank you, Helena. Send your good feelings my way. I'm sure that moving home with my parents is probably not going to help that case, but you know, that's also kind of adding to my like damn it mentality right now. Is like, damn it, you know. If I was gonna date anyone, it would I should have probably done it while I like still had my own place to live in. So yeah, I'm sure that any woman that I date right now is not going to feel thrilled about the fact that I live at home, or will be living at home next, you know, within a couple weeks. Let's play. Let's stop. Let's try to take our minds off that. This Coke has been sitting here for a half hour. I'm gonna get a nice cold one and then crack that one. So yeah. All right. Ice cold one to go. Brother, how old are you? I'm 37. YB Tails is better in my opinion. I think it's just to like add to this like area melt effect. Plus, I saw some footage on SBS where some Spike players are running B, and it looked kind of nasty. It looked like they were like, able to kind of add to this like add to the effect of the grenade hitting, and you just kind of sit in it, and it just helps to melt down the squad a little faster. But yeah, that was a change that I made today, so I'm trying it out. Her place will be comfier to hang out anyways. Yeah. I am a dude though, and I don't know how other guys feel about this, but until I'm like living with a woman, maybe this sounds bad. Maybe because I'm moving back in with family, I'm gonna want to like stay over at her place more. But I always remember when I was like in my like mid-20s, I always liked it more when she came over to my place. And it wasn't just like the focus, never mind. All right. Whoops, I thought I had it. Go. Greg. Cool. Death. Cool. Was that a real person? Yikes. Ruko got somebody.
2 minutes. 4 players remaining. Fusion.
Rank. Now, one thing that's good about Spike in this mode is you get to recharge your grenades a lot faster because you quickly melt down a bunch of targets all at once. This modifier, that is. I'm using the wrong words.
Final stretch. Mega. Gem line open. B.
How am I in first?
B. Fusion.
Nice. Just stand behind this. Where's the party, huh?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
GG. Okay. Game 1 win, baby.
spectacular win.
So yeah, for that mode, one thing that you have to realize about the Spike passive is when you kill units, it recharges your grenades. So if you drop a grenade on a group of those Royal Ghosts, it can melt the whole pile of ghosts and you instantly get at least 1.5 grenades back. So you can like theoretically have like 3 or even 4 grenades on the field at the same time, like all within the same time frame. W. TC, this build, your lineup is really good. Noise. But yeah, maybe Kiki's place will become, not Kiki's, God. Maybe her place will be more comfortable, Kiki. You're right. Sorry, I'm just catching up where I left off. Let's see. I just started using B with Spike and it works great. Yeah, I think it helps with the melt. And I saw some people on SBS using it, and I'm definitely down to give that a go. At least for like a set of games. I'll be out for half an hour or so. I'll be back. I can beat Spike with Sonic, but not if the other players are duds or it's Goblin mode or Angry Vines. Ooh yeah, Spike is very good in Angry Vines. Like he just sort of like stamps his space. You think Drogo can reach 20k cups by the end of the month if he grinds the game? I think it's definitely possible. Drogo's good. Let's see, where is he? Yeah, he's got 2 days and 16 hours, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Drogo will definitely get 20k. 100% possible. I remember when it was 2 days, 16 hours left, I want to say I was like 18 something, and I cracked 20k. So he'll definitely do it. 100%. He will crack 20k. If he continues to play, right? Because in a day at this stage, he can do like 750, 800 cups a day. So that would put him over 20k for sure. I'm tired to do anything other than play the game. Blazing Light would be better than Fireball, I guess. Yeah, I mean, possibly. I'm also like trying to bank on the idea that maybe Blazing Light gets banned. So I'm like intentionally not playing like the chicken clones, Blazing Light. I'm intentionally not running Heal Pack. I'm intentionally not running like Skeleton Barrel. You know, some of these stronger things that are often banned in scrims. Even though I'm in Squad League, I guess I guess what I was talking with some people about last night was like, I'm gonna play Squad League on hard mode. Kin Unites, hey, what up, dude? So Drogo, yeah, I think at this stage, based on like how I finished last season, he's definitely cracking 20K if he keeps playing at the rate that he's playing. Got any advice for a new maxed AQ player? Oh, Ken, brother. Well, if you haven't been playing Queen, Wizard Start is like the way. And I think Wizard Leon Start, at least in Squad League, is probably the most optimal. Because you get speed up, you get the damage boost. The other thing is like you can spam arrows a lot more often than you would think. So like regularly using arrows, especially in like at the very beginning of the game, to like help you with the early farm, like walk up to a group of guards and throw one arrow at point blank and you'll one-shot the guards. That's probably one good mechanic to consider. Because once you figure that out, it's like, oh, I see all that money. That's an easy one tap. Whereas like some of these targets, right, they drop hardly anything and you have to sit on it. Throwing an arrow into that is kind of a waste. I'll come back for that in a sec. I'm gonna stay here. What's happening here, huh? I got stunned by a bot. That is such a sad day. I got stunned again by the bot. I feel like a dummy. Stun him. I was looking to stun the opposing queen there, rather than throw my last grenade onto the bot. What's happening? I see Shub up here. Need a little bit more gold. There's the Sonic, man. Sonic is also a pain in the butt. Wow, nice juke, actually. He broke my ankles with that a little bit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ah! Stole it. Let's go.
Flawless victory.
GG. If you want to play on hard mode, just pick one of the harder to pull off heroes. Well, I have to go with the heroes that I have maxed. I don't have Mortis maxed. I don't have King maxed. I don't have any points, essentially, in either one. I think I have, like, 2 levels on Mortis. Like, one of his powers and one of his traits. That's it. On King, I actually have nothing. So, Arcade is kind of laughable to use in scrims from what I'm picking up. Especially in solo, because he just can't get very large. Also, Spike is like a pretty hard check to an RK if Spike actually plays to get his powers off correctly. Chicken Poo says, I've been messing around with Scattershot and Blazing Light with Queen. It's pretty nice against Spike. That's nice. So Scattershot, does the Scattershot laser interrupt the Spike powers? Or are you just saying that it's good damage because it bounces between targets? AQ needs a nerf? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If you're trying spells, why don't you try spells of Frank, Poco, Shelly, etc.? You know, I have played with Poco, Stun plus Blazing Light. I don't necessarily like the Frank because it has a long activation time. There's like a pause after you do it, and then it knocks everything back. And I honestly can't really tell, like, between a Frank stun and a Shelly, like the Frank ability or the Shelly ability, which one is optimal? What did you think of the Squad vs. Romat thing being posted today? It's a great question. Let's talk about it. Would be fun. Honestly, I have a video coming out to talk about this. It looks like they have taken one update worth of content and just stretched it out between 4 months. I think you might be onto something with that. Because all that stuff looks like arcade world things, but they just wanted to space it out more. Kind of lame considering the lack of content that's been going on. Focused on heroes only. GG's cracks me up that the 8-bit comes out after the arcade world releases. Yes. That. Less than laughable, you'll be targeted all game, especially by some of those heavy aggro players. Hey, DC in chat. What's up, ACAP Spider? What's up? Scattershot laser and Elite 1 charge shot are the hidden 4th and 5th AQ shots. Ooh, that's interesting to know. It's an interesting thought. I feel you there. What's up, Passy? Quick splash damage to accompany the arrows. Okay. Guys, I've got to whiz. I've got to take a leak. I'm going to be back in a couple minutes, and we'll talk about that update. Now, I know we spent a lot of this stream so far just, like, talking about anything other than actual gameplay. But it's my stream. I'm going to do what I want with it. We're going to talk about the update when I get back from my bathroom break. So I encourage you to take that lap around your house, get something to eat or drink, or you can use the bathroom like I'm about to do. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, and we'll have our little update chat. See you in a sec. All right, we're back. We're back. Yes, I washed my hands. Wow, feels so much better. I think talking about all that real life stuff made me anxious, and it actually made me need to like take a leak. So yeah, let's talk about the update news. I'm gonna go ahead and get the X post so we can look at it together, because you guys have probably seen it, but it helps to have like the little reference. Let's go to Squadbusters Discord, go to the announcements, pull up the X post. Actually, I'm going to download the image and just put it, let's see, put it in Squadbusters Assets, end of 2025, update, or roadmap. So I know what it is. We'll put it on screen and we will chat. Image 2025 roadmap. Image. Okay. Bip. Here we go. Let's resize it real quick. It's probably good to really have a nice, easy chat about this. My impressions. Let's go month by month and just quickly go over what we're getting. In September, it looks like we're getting 2 new skins. A Max skin and a Shelly skin. That looks like a Shelly skin. We're getting the Sonic event, which is coming back. What is this, like 3 months after the release? Okay. And we're getting Hatchling Run. I'm not really excited for either of these things, personally. The reason I'm not excited is because, well, I've already completed Sonic event before. I have also played Hatchling Run in the 1.0 game mode, in the 1.0 Squad Busters, but also in 2.0 now. It was a thing to do. It has been done by me. I am not really interested in Hatchling Run as a standalone PvE game mode. That's just me, the player. Like me, TC, I don't have any like real desire to play Hatchling Run. The only reason I will play it is if there's hero points in it. I don't need more tokens. I don't need more star tokens. I don't need more gold. I don't need more style tickets. I need hero points. I need
Squad Busters.
I would like other things from this game. Okay? Now, new modes. We don't know what that means. That looks like it could be another ranked mode of some kind. So maybe that's a W. I don't know, though. Not enough information to make a judgment. Move on to October. Boom. New hero, P.E.K.K.A. This was the hero that has been leaked. And they actually allowed the leaks to stay on the Squad Busters Discord, which I thought was wild. Like, if it was actually true at the time, I'm like, why are they allowing this to stay? This is clearly a leak. Like, someone got screenshots, someone got data mine stuff, and they just posted it, and there was a very long and active thread on Squad Feedback about this hero long before this teaser photograph. Kind of wild. High score. That's a Squad League emblem. It says high score. What I think this might be is there's going to be some sort of a there's going to be some sort of a record put on your squad profile now for how high you push in Squad League. That's just my thought, right? But does that mean that my #1 in the world season finish in July is not going to be represented there? Is it going to be, you know, from that point on, your high score is going to be documented? You know, we're postulating a lot, right? We're coming up with a lot of different thoughts and ideas about what that could mean. Something tells me that's going to be as simple as like your your highest achieved trophies will now stick to your profile somehow. That's my idea. Bounty, we've had bounties before. Again, for me, it's sort of like a who cares. Hold on a second. SB Dev Team is one of the largest Supercell game teams currently. Let that sink in. It is the largest. That's crazy. Class told me, I talked to him about the game here and there. That is nuts. Like, if that's true, that's crazy because this is not enough. Like, this is like... Now, there's also the Halloween event. Again, I'm sort of like, well, what's going to be attached to it? We don't know. So maybe there is the potential that at least in every one of these months, there's going to be content they haven't explicitly stated. But what I can say is by the time we get to December and you see new Squatty, that is a pretty big piece of information that if they were releasing Squatties in like September, October, or November, you would think that they would say new Squatty and like have a silhouette or a question mark, right? Like, we plan to do it, we're just not telling you what it is yet. Something tells me we really are only getting one new Squatty. And it's coming in December. So that would mean that the only new Squatties that we've got this year have been the Sonic Squatties and the Musketeer. I'm a little underwhelmed. Let's go to November. Mortis is getting a skin. Royale King is getting a skin. We should be getting skins every single month. Not like that's the major thing that you should be excited about to play Squad Busters for, are 2 skins. Imagine if in Clash Royale they had a month season where they were like, yeah, we're giving you a Crown Tower skin, a King Tower skin, and a banner. And that was the extent of their content for the month of November. That's essentially what that amounts to, right? Like, they're new skins. Yes, they're probably going to be things that you can pay for. W for Squad Busters. I will open my wallet and buy these skins because I want them to develop the game. But then you see event. Also, the high score event is also there. New modes? What could that be? We don't know. Not enough information yet. Bounty. Again, bounty. We've had bounty events before. So what? I'm just sort of like, whatever. Then we get to December. New hero 8-bit. This is the one thing that, according to, I mean, as far as I know, had not been leaked. I didn't know anything about this. I had no idea 8-bit would be coming to the game. 8-bit in Brawl Stars is a character that when you use his super, he throws down a totem that effectively creates a circle. Like, imagine Pam throwing down her heal station. 8-bit throws down his totem, and it creates a rage field. So if you're standing within that rage field, you get extra damage and I think slightly higher movement speed, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got you can kind of think of him, you know, as a Pam, but instead of healing, it's damage. He's also a very slow brawler. So unless you have that rage field down, he is actually slow as Christmas to move around. He's going to feel more like a Barbarian King if that translates directly. So yeah. Ken says, I'm guessing we're getting 2 or 3 new troops next month. I hope we get something more than what we have on this September thing. 2 new skins, sure. Sonic the Hedgehog returns. Hatchling Run returns, sure. New modes. Ooh, that could be the most exciting thing in my mind, aside from hero trophies in December. Hero trophies. Now, I think this symbol here is something that you can find on the is it the Chinese version of the game? They have a hero trophy system. And to go with that, you like level your squatties individually. So there's like different things that you level up about the squatty. So it could be that like December actually ends up being a significant month where a lot of stuff gets tossed into the game all at once, but they're kind of hiding it behind some of these smaller icons. Ken Unite says new temporary modes. Yeah, I'm not sold. Like, I don't know what to make of this roadmap just yet. And I know that we're supposed to be teased, right? It's not supposed to tell us exactly what's going on. Did you add me? No, I did not. I think hero trophies is that each hero have trophies like Brawl Stars with brawlers. I think that would be cool. And I've talked about that, Markoth. Like, if the ranked system that you're participating in for like Squad League was dependent upon like how you climb on a specific hero. So like each season you would be pushing trophies on each hero to have an overall trophy count that would better like demonstrate, okay, this guy has actually mastered all the heroes. He's truly the master of the game in some sort of in-game ranked system. I think that would be cool. Like, I'm totally down with that, Markoth. I really like that idea, honestly. I'm very skeptical of new modes and high scores. I don't want stuff that lasts one weekend or something like Discord Ring event. Hey, TC and chat, just dropping in for 15 minutes. What's up, Mr. A? Thank you for being here. You want the team? Dude, sorry, it's not happening. This just in, I asked Glaz, and he said the dev team said the same thing that happened to the Transformers might happen to the Sonic ones. Oh, Jesus. Please tell me that that's not going to be a condition of this game. Where, like, they sign a contract for a collab, but they just... like 1 year later, it's just, oh, this is like, these are legacy this. It's all legacy now. That would be horrible. That would be actually horrible. That's a whole hero that will forever be unobtainable by new players. Yeah, and then like, Ken, you also have to think, what does that do for tournament play? Like, say there comes a time where like Sonic actually is unobtainable. For tournament play, is he allowed? Like, is it fair to say that Sonic is still playable, but, you know, say you join the game 2 years after release. You don't have access to Sonic anymore. Would that make Sonic banned from competition because it's legacy? That's something that I've thought about a lot. And honestly, I'm also thinking about that in terms of Elite 1 and Optimus Prime. But you know why you couldn't ban that? Is because they're squatties. They could end up in your random 9. So, do you see where I'm going with this? I know this is an important detail, but I hope they don't make skins for Shelly and Max super rare and skins or only through events. I want to spend my tickets. Yeah, me too. I feel you on that, Easy. I know that like we have a plethora of these resources that just we don't have anything to spend them on. And I know that one day, potentially, we could be like, that it's a problem of the past. But at least for the past, like, better part of a year, players have just been sitting on style tickets. Like, we actually don't have anything to do with them. Some people are making, I feel Supercell should sell more hero point packs and let us use coins for something else. Yeah, but what would we use them for? There's no new content to actually spend on. If you played all of 1.0 and you were a dedicated player, there's nothing to spend on. And if we're going to like spend money to incentivize Supercell to be like, look at the revenue for this game right now. We need to up our dev cycle just to like, you know, keep these people spending. If no one's spending right now, like they have to be the ones to like get that ball rolling. Provide the things to spend on so that the money can flow into their hands. But then, yeah, what do you do about the players that have 30-something thousand here style tickets? What do you do about that? It's like, dang, you know? Some people are making alt accounts for maxed Hero Sonic for reasons. I hear you on that, Ken. I hear you. That was inspiring. Scrim players can get him. It's scummy AF. Yeah, like trade your coins for hero points. I wish we could do that, honestly. Like, give people a reason to empty their storages, so that when you then drop something big, you know, 2 months after that, it's like, oh well, now I need to spend money. The way tickets work is a skin comes out 1 month later. If you can buy that skin for tickets, yeah, I feel it. So like on release, skins are like a cash thing. But if you don't actually purchase it during that time, unless it's like event locked, like the Robo skins, like Robo Chicken is actually unobtainable now, as far as I know. Because it was attached to the Transformers event, right? Robo Chicken. Why make the collab characters permanent in the first place if they're going to, if they're gonna make them unobtainable after some time, right? Like, what if they just said, you know, for like put like a 30-day timer on it and be like, these are playable now, like similar to what like Clash of Clans does, where they have like a season where like there's some event troop or 2 or 3 that they put into the game. You get to play it during that, but then afterwards they take them out. I would be more down with that. BB says, hello everybody, NTC. I'm really happy there's so many new features. It's good for this survival game. By the way, P.E.K.K.A or 8-Bit TC, they are two very slow heroes apparently. Yes, they will. What I know about 8-Bit from Brawl Stars is he's very slow, but he deals a lot of damage, and his power is like he essentially puts down a rage spell that he can walk around inside of. He also respawns if he's knocked. So he has a second life mechanic. Don't know the 8-Bit, but do you think P.E.K.K.A is just another BK? That's what I'm worried about too. Like, I need to see what the P.E.K.K.A actually does. But that's what people have been like whispering about on the squad Discord. Skins. Skins need to stay exclusive. Either you grind Squad League to unlock them, or they're put behind a paywall. Sure, you can give some free to play some decent skins, but if you want to make real money, the flashier skins have to stay exclusive. Just look at Moko. Yeah, totally. Like, there's definitely like a tier of skins that like games tend to produce, right? Like in you probably don't know like Smite, but Smite essentially is a MOBA, and they have like each character when they're released has one recolor. that you can purchase for like free to obtain currency that you just obtain by playing games. And then they have a silver, a gold, and a diamond skin. And each one of those skins is like also free to obtain, but they, you have to spend a lot of your free to obtain currency. Beyond that, skins cost gems, which is something you have to pay for. And I really do think that paying for cosmetics is the way that they need to go. We already have style tickets in the game that are a currency. We need to be able to redeem that, but maybe we don't give out style tickets anymore. Maybe style tickets are actually something that players have to purchase through packs, or you give a very small amount of them out, like, but a lot less frequently than we do now. It's like every event we get now, it's like we're just adding to this massive number that we don't have anything to use them on. The second life mechanic got removed from Brawl Stars, though it could be cool in Squad Busters. A little broken, yes, but cool. What? 8-bit second life got removed? I did not know that. It tells you how long I've been away from Brawl Stars. Maybe P.E.K.K.'s ability is swinging with her sword. Just my prediction. I thought I read that it's like she slams her sword down in a line and it's like a line stun or something like that. Which is sort of like, okay. Like, I would need to see it. Maybe League of Legends does some dope skins. Yes, they have some crazy expensive skins. Like, you can pay hundreds of dollars for a League of Legends skin. If your character has if your main gets some sort of like, World Championship celebration skin, or, a skin that they say is going to go into the vault immediately after like championships end or something. What if there's another squatty that they don't show us? Very, very well could happen. We're looking at a roadmap. We don't know that other things could be included in this. We don't know if this is really like what they have planned, right? You're right. Maybe other things could come in this period of time. But I look at December and I see new squatty, and that, to me, this is based on the way the rest of this reads. We're getting one new squatty in December. That's it. Eight-bit Second Life is now owned by a whole different brawler. Oh, that's hilarious. So they thought 8-bit was just too strong, and they just said, you know what, you don't get this anymore. We're going to give it to this other brawler so we can keep the game more interesting. What if P.E.K.K.A had an execution ability? Your next basic attack will be slower, but if the enemy that it hits is below a certain % HP, they will instantly die. Could be interesting. I mean, let's be real, though. Like, an execution in this game... I mean, squatties are squishy enough, right? I don't even know if you would need to call it an execution. Just say, slams down dealing like 2,000 damage or something like that. That'll deal enough damage to take out most things that are below like a certain HP threshold. I don't know, man. There's so much. So like, there's so much here that I'm looking at, and it's like, wow, 4 months. And at first, you glance at this and you're like, look, whoa, like what's all this new stuff? And then you realize like a lot of it's like repeated content or like recycled ideas, like Hatchling Run Sonic event. Okay, we just did it this summer. It was fun while it lasted, but now I'm just like, I don't even particularly like playing on the Sonic map when it comes up in Squad League. Hatchling Run again. 1.0 had a version of it. We recently had a 2.0 remake of Hatchling Run. I'm sort of like meh about Like, I just don't have any desire to play Hatchling Run again. New modes. That I'm excited to see what that is. What does new modes mean? I think new modes is an exciting, like, headline, right? But until we know what those new modes are, like, they could be PvE, and I don't want PvE. I want ranked. I want custom lobbies for literally every mode we already have. That would make it so much better. October, we get the new hero. W, I guess. I just saw this and it looks promising to me. I wasn't expecting any new heroes. The only thing I wish they added more squaddies. Yeah, exactly. Getting one new squaddie by December, that would mean that we will have received 3 squaddies this year. In 12 months. I mean, tell me if quickly, tell me if I've missed something, but I think we've had every squaddie in the game aside from Tails, Knuckles, and will come in December, the Musketeer. I want Classic / Grand Challenges similar to Clash Royale. Okay, you do? To help you level what part of your account? Because if they did add Classic and Grand Challenges, what would the rewards actually get me as a currently maxed out player? Almost nothing. At least at this moment, nothing that I could earn from a Classic or Grand Challenge would actually add to progression for my account. Whew. New mode or new modes? Well, it says new modes, plural. So yeah. More heal and speed squaddies for sure. Absolutely. I'm looking at the Musketeer coming out in December, and I'm like, she's holding a weapon. That's a hot shot. We already have, what, 9 hot shots? Tired TC, I'm going to surprise him soon. I will get him back in shape. Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at all this stuff, and I'm just kind of like, it's, sure, it's bright, it's colorful, they at least they've given us a list of things that are going to happen month to month. I'm hoping that there's more than just this, though. I don't care for the recycled events. I don't care for bounties. I don't care for Hatchling Run. And there's a bounty event in 3 of these months. October, November, December. I actually don't care. An advent calendar. Oh, cool. So I can add more star tokens to my over 100,000 star tokens. Deek says, we need Mo healers. Absolutely, we need Mo healers, dude. This could be the only game in Supercell's history that had so much content removed after one update. I'm talking about the transition between 1.0 to 2.0. What content did they remove, sir? I don't think that they removed anything. They removed no content. It's just that they rewrote content that was already in the game. Nothing was removed, as far as I know. Maybe there were like a few modifiers, but when you think about the modifiers that did get removed, like doppelgangers, would not work. Game modes got removed. Which game modes were removed? But like new modes, cool. That's what I want. High score. I want to know what that means. Hero trophies. That's the other big one. And of course, the 2 new heroes coming, the new squaddie that they've announced. I miss Double Trouble. Yes, how Double Trouble could not be effectively implemented. The reason for it is you pull it once, you get 2. You pull it twice, you would then get to and maybe it would be like you instantly get to Mega after 2 pulls instead of 3. But you're not supposed to be able to have more than one of the same squatty in your squad at a time. They've redesigned the game to where you just have one no matter what. They removed keys, megas, rerolls, mods, skins, troops, kinda. Removing keys was something that they did very early on, though. Like within the first couple months of release. Megas, same story. They got removed very early on. Rerolls, kinda. It used to be you would get 3 choices out of a chest. Now you only get 2 choices out of a chest during a game. Mods, they removed a handful of mods. I'm not mad about the mods that they removed. Skins, yes, I am kind of miffed that they took a bunch of skins out of the game. Troops, kinda. The kinda there is probably to say that, hold on. Optimus Prime and Elita 1 are now legacy. That's the kinda. That's why they need to put skins behind the trophy wall again. Style tickets worked for a while, then they stopped adding new skins, and deflation hit. Yes, totally right. They weren't. If what Ken is saying is true, that Squadbusters has the largest team of any Supercell development team, they should be pumping out skins left and right. Like we should have skins constantly added to this game. Like, give people reasons to spend. Give people reasons to dump their style tickets. Exclusive legendary skins are a great incentive to keep playing as well. Or league skins. Exactly. And I have said that multiple times on my channel that, you know, give players a reason to push up in Squad League. So say they don't have a reason to play Gym Hunt anymore because it's getting boring. There's nothing to play for. It's casual. It's not ranked. Okay. Do something for Squad League so people are incentivized to hit, what, 8,000 trophies, 10,000 trophies in a season. Are you trying to be first again, TC? No. No. It was too much. Why not create a special game mode to have multiple of one squaddies, say mode 1.0? A lot of people, DigDag, have suggested that in the forums, is give us a mode where, like, say we don't have a hero. I'm down for it. Why the hell not? Those players can see what it was like to play with like players that have only played recently would get to see what it was like to play in 1.0. The issue is, though, is that those squaddies by themselves oftentimes don't have like mechanics that give you stun potential. Like, if I were to think about it, like what squaddies can actually stun things?
Squad
I think Knuckles can. Dr. T can, sort of. Ice Wizard would be able to slow people down. No squaddies can stun, not even Knuckles. But doesn't Knuckles erupt? Like when he goes underground? If you get him to erupt on a target, it will stun a target, right? It'll knock him up. Clash Royale has around 40 devs, and Squadbusters has 50 to 55. Oh my gosh. So there really is no excuse. They need to pick up the pace, man. Like, we need more. We need we need a more polished product. If that's the case, they have so many people working on it. King Brian, yes, we can all read. Heroes have put some order have put some order. It was chaos before. Yeah, totally. I don't know. I am down to have like a limited time game mode where it's like play squad like it was in 1.0, no heroes, right? And just let people see what that feels like. I'm sure people would play it and have fun with it. But does that need to be a full-time thing? Probably not. Probably not. Like, let's be honest. Like, let it be this limited time thing. Let the 1.0 fanboys dust off their Android phones and like, you know, get on and live the old days. Like Clash Royale has done like, you know, well, I forget what the event was called. It was like a challenge where it's like you can only play with the cards that were there when Clash Royale first released. And that was interesting to like say, oh, wow, they only had this many cards. You could only build decks. So like Giant was a big thing. The people just, Giant index is really not that useful anymore. Retro Royale. You say it was ass though. I mean, it was interesting. But it was like, for a limited time, you could play that special challenge, right? You could face off against other players only using cards that were available on release of Royale. Nothing like OG Clash Royale. What do you mean OG? What would you consider OG Clash Royale? Because Retro Royale would be the most OG version. Like, they only had access to those things when the game globally launched. My voice is getting so tired. I think the pollen in the air is making my voice like really hoarse today. It's been coming on for like the past week. I'm just hoarse. Hope I don't have like an illness. That would not be nice. Okay. Well, I need to play some games. We've done a ton of talking today, which I like doing. But need to play at least a handful more games. I am trying my very best to get the hang of Spike. I'm finding that like the really fast Sonic players tend to be the most troublesome. Here we go. Because like, as soon as that the Sonic player gets his, what's it called? Gets his Frank online, you just can't stun the Sonic for long enough, and he can immediately like get out of your trap. And here's that Mortis player, but he might be on Sonic, honestly.
8 players remaining. Trader. Trader. Fusion. 7 players remaining. Trader. Mega. Poco. Poco. 6 players remaining. Fusion. Mega. players remaining. Take fusion.
Cool. Uh-oh, BB with the super chat. Holy cow, that looked like a big one too. Wow, he didn't take anything. W. Hold on a second.
Fusion.
Definitely going to be reading that super chat in a second.
Leon. Leon. Fusion. Leon. Mega. B.
The dad's in here too. I just realized it.
Gem line open. B. Fusion. B. Mega.
Oh, oh.
Dynamite. 30 seconds left.
Where's the party though? Daddy! No! Someone else got knocked.
Second place. Great job.
Hold on a second. Time to catch up with that super chat that came in the middle of the game. Wow, BB. Hi, TC. I follow you regularly. I am BB's wife, and I also sometimes play on my partner's account. We love you. You honestly deserve it. We will always be there for you. Stay as you are on YouTube. You are unique in your style. Thank you, BB. And BB's wife. 50 euro super chat. Damn. Thank you. Wow. Oh my gosh. Get some hype in the chat for that. BB has been super chatting and hooking it up. GG, 1 point difference. No, it wasn't 1 point difference. It was 31 points. 31 points. I suppose I could have turned around and grabbed some of those gems that were on the ground. I don't think that was enough though. I was cognizant of it. I think that may have been like 15 that was on the ground. I think my best bet was either to like actually kill you, but you're a Sonic and you're gonna get away with me, or you will get away from me. But thank you so much, BB. Oh my gosh. Thank you. BB is insane. Love it. Spike just feels like a damage dealer in disguise. Absolutely, Alexandru. It is. That's what I don't get about calling him a healer hero. It just feels kind of like we could have gone other places with a healer hero. Like Battle Healer could have been a healer hero. Battle Healer in Clash Royale, every time you attack, heals your squad, heals in like a halo around the unit. In this game though, Battle Healer doesn't do that. It just gives you like extra health on units that are already in your squad. So like that feels kind of strange, right? Some of the implementation from game to game, I think there could have been a better choice, like better execution on that. Like Battle Healer hero squad healing every unit that you have per attack that the Battle Healer hero lands. I think that would have been a great idea. But we took Spike, who doesn't really have a tremendous healing factor in Brawl Stars, and we made him the healer hero. Slightly confused there. But thank you. Man, BB, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Stay as you are on YouTube. You are unique in your own style. We are, dude and dear. We're keeping it pushing. But thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you so much. That's so awesome of you guys. So awesome. All right, here we go. Spike doesn't even heal teammates. How is Spike meant to be a healer for a duo? Yeah, right? That's very, very, very valid, Ken.
Wizard. Fusion. Max. Mega. Wizard.
What's going on up here? Someone took it. That's fine.
Fusion. Mega.
Whoa! Ho!
Crushing it. 9 players remaining. Traitor. Traitor. Fusion. Traitor.
I'm kind of missing my timing with my coin stash.
Coco. 8 players remaining. Fusion. 7 players remaining. Mega. Dominance. 6 players remaining. Tank. Fusion. Nice move. 5 players remaining. Tank. Mega. 4 players remaining.
Give me the Frank.
2 minutes.
Do we get another, yep. It's those Sonics that'll mess you up, man. They move so freaking fast.
Dynamite.
Oh, look at that.
Dynamite. Fusion.
Bro, get out of my space.
Final stretch. Dynamite. Mega.
The stunnage.
Leon. Leon. Fusion. 30 seconds.
I don't know if I'm like just missing the point or if that RK is just making my life very difficult. No. Yeah, I'm kind of screwed.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
GG.
Finish. You finished third. Podium.
Maybe if his spike bombs focused more on healing instead of just destroying the lobby. I am not cooking. That was like kind of a mediocre game for me there. But yeah, I would hope that a healer hero would actually be a healer for your teammate. Like if you're in duo gem hunt. I mean, technically, when you kill units, your teammate can like break the cactuses and get hearts from that. But it'd make a lot more sense if like there was an active healing factor that you could apply to your teammate in those games. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Okay. All right. Probably play a handful more and call it quits for today. Guys, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I have to do some serious work on my apartment. Not I don't really have to fix anything because I've taken pretty good care of this place, but I have to move within the next week. And I'm not looking forward to that, really. I hate moving. I hate having to pack all my stuff up. I hate the idea that I'm putting, like, 70% of my life into storage until I find stable work to be able to, like, get my own place again. And then take all my stuff out of storage and move it into a new place and get all my bills set up again. It's just, there's so many things that, like, I hate. I cannot stand about moving. But it is what it is. We're going to be okay. We'll make you guys aware that next weekend I'm going to be out of town. I play handbells in a handbell choir. Not in a church, okay? It's not in a church. But we are going to be having like a holiday, like every other year we do a holiday concert in December. And this year we are doing a holiday concert. So it's going to be a lot of like classic like Christmas songs and all that. Sorry, I guess I bumped the cable. But we've started to rehearse that music this month. So for those of you who get tired of listening to Christmas music, you know, starting in like November, I've been listening to Christmas music since August 1st. So yeah. Oh man, I could have taken that. If he wanted to fight, I would have challenged him. Look at all the money though.
8 players remaining. Fusion. 7 players remaining. Mega. Poco. 6 players remaining.
Here comes the pain.
Players remaining. 4 players remaining. Poco. Fusion. Poco. Mega. Trader.
I dropped a bunch of coins. What is that hero? That's got to be a Sonic, right? Yeah, it wasn't gonna work, was it?
Wizard. Wizard.
I die. Yeah.
Three.
Guys, I'm feeling off. Like, I just don't know how to play right now. I feel slow. I feel distracted. I feel like I just don't get Spike. Like, everyone else is so much more like quick and accurate. Of course, everyone else is running chickens, and I'm not running chickens. But like, I told myself, at least yesterday, like, okay, I'm actually gonna get off of like the most meta abilities and only play non-meta. Because I need to be able to compete in scrim lobbies. And in scrim lobbies, chickens are going to be banned frequently. Heal packs will be banned frequently. Blazing Light is banned, maybe less frequently, but it is banned. So like, yeah, I'm not feeling it right now, guys. Let's see. Let's catch up with chat a little bit and we'll say goodbye. Mood isn't great. Having to really digest the having to move next week. That's really sucking for my mental right now. So I apologize for that. Can already see Spike dropping to dog water tier once they tune his ass more towards healing and less damage. Yeah. I'm going straight to the gym right now. Bye, everyone. See you later, King. TC, you want to join SPS solo scrims? I can. If yes, be quick. I feel like that when I play Marua 2. Been feeling the same way about playing today. Yeah, it's like I just feel slow no matter what I do. Hey, Chris. Okay, so guys, yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm really not feeling it. Well, also, Mr. Uwa is actually a really good player too. This just in, SPS Sir has added Elo for solo matches. I thought that was a thing. I've already seen screenshots of that from Hades. Okay, I'll catch y'all later. Much love. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Peace out.